Welcome back to the Digital Ledger, your place to get the insights, clarity, and community you need to navigate a rapidly evolving finance world. Today, we're talking about something finance teams rarely discuss, but absolutely should. It's arguably the most important internal control that almost no company talks about: verification of intent.
When CJ first mentioned this topic, I honestly thought we were covering segregation of duties, approvals, access controls, something in that space.
Those are important, no question, but they're not the real threat anymore. Fraud in 2025 isn't about breaking systems. It's about manipulating people. And AI has made impersonation perfect. Emails, invoices, even voice messages.
Before we go deeper, we want to be transparent with our audience. AI helps support research and shape parts of this episode, but all fact-checking, analysis, and final decisions come from us as humans. We're blending the best of both worlds.
So let's get into it. Verification of intent means one thing: confirming that the person behind a request actually meant what they said. Not just that the email came from their address, not just that the approval looks correct, but that the intent is real.
So if a CFO emails AP saying, "Send this wire immediately," the real question isn't, "Is this email formatted correctly?" It's, "Did the CFO actually mean to send this?"
Exactly. And this matters because most fraud succeeds by exploiting urgency, pressure, or confusion. Fraudsters don't attack your ERP system. They attack your decision-making.
Can we go through some examples of how this happens?
Absolutely. Here are real fraud patterns happening right now. 1. A fake CEO email instructing a confidential wire transfer. Signature? Perfect. Tone? Perfect. 2. A vendor banking update email created by AI, with the vendor's real logo recreated flawlessly. 3. Deepfake voice messages that sound exactly like an executive, pushing finance to approve a payment immediately.
So in all of these cases, the internal control didn't fail. What failed was verifying the intent behind the request.
You are right. The human layer becomes the weakest point. That's why intent verification is absolutely critical.
So let's make this practical for our listeners. How does a finance team actually verify intent? What does it look like in real life?
There are 4 simple steps. First, multi-channel validation. If a request comes in by email, confirm it through a call or a Teams message. Never rely on one channel. Second, the pause protocol. If the request feels rushed or off, take 2 minutes before doing anything. Fraud depends on panic. A pause destroys that. Third, the intent checklist. Ask yourself, is this normal for this person? Is the amount typical? Does the story make sense? Is the urgency suspicious? Fourth, the executive rule. If anything comes from the CEO, CFO, CTO, or controller, you verify through another channel. No exceptions.
I really like the pause protocol because fraud tries to eliminate thinking time. When you pause, you interrupt the psychological trap.
Exactly. It protects your team, and it also helps people feel comfortable pushing back. Instead of being scared to question something from an executive, they can say, "This is just part of our process."
So it sounds like this control protects both the company and the people making decisions.
Absolutely. Finance professionals carry a lot of pressure. Month end, quarter end, constant deadlines. Fraudsters know that. They target those exact pressure points. Intent verification gives teams time and permission to slow down and think clearly.
So this is more than a control. It's a culture shift.
You can say that. And when companies implement it, fraud attempts drop dramatically, sometimes by 70 to 90%. I've seen this firsthand.
CJ, what's your final take on why this matters so much?
Most financial fraud doesn't happen because someone hacked your system. It happens because someone tricked your people and their brains. Verification of intent is the simplest, most powerful, and most human control a company can put in place.
That's a powerful message. If you learned something new today, share it with another finance professional. This could genuinely prevent a major mistake in their organization.
For more discussions like this, visit thedigitalledger.org. Thanks for joining us. And remember, always verify intent.
Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you next episode. Stay curious, keep evolving. Goodbye.